interesting. Good morning, friends. Welcome to Go Long, a show that focuses on local sports and faith, includes thought-provoking interviews with area coaches, players, and sports figures, unashamed Bible discussion, and doggone it, it's popular and it's entertaining, the WOYK scoreboard. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B.
Good morning.
Oh, and also saddling up today is Kelsey Jean.
Good morning, friends. Excited to be here.
Wow. Hey, circle the wagons because we're ganging up on you today. Hey, thank you for being with us because we've got a dandy with us this morning. Nathan Myers, the Circletown Boys, the New Oxford Colonials. How about that basketball team? My goodness, they play good basketball. Can't wait to talk to Coach Myers about his team. Also with us this morning, Carrie Ferguson, the Papertown Boys, the Grabblers on the wrestling mat. Man, Spring Grove was off to a great start in wrestling. You know what? I don't know if it gets any better than that. Two great coaches, two great teams. Looking forward to talking about it. My friends, as Paul addressed believers in Rome and explained his mission in the book of Romans, for I am not ashamed of the gospel because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes. Today, our Go Long topic is God is in control. You know what? Sometimes life can just get a little bit overwhelming if we try to take care of every daggone detail there is, right? I think we've got a solution. I think you can turn over some of that control, right? Turn it all over. How about that? We're going to have Charlie Arts, author of Jesus Isn't Soft, to talk about God is in control. What do you think about that, Becky B?
I think it'll be a good topic.
Kelsey Jean, your thought?
I'm here for it. I'm excited.
All righty. Throughout the weekend during today's show, please text your prayer request to 717-350-8591. And Becky B will close today's show as she does every Sunday morning in prayer and include those prayer requests. All righty. You know it's red hot. It's red hot. Downtown Ollie Brown grabbed the mustard because this is the Grand Salami of faith-based sports radio shows brought to you by Sports Radio 98.9 FM, 1350 WOYK. First in York and first in sports. Also brought to you by our friend Kelsey Jean from Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars and cents. Kelsey,
sure
tell us what you
does.
do real quick.
Home staging. So we do both vacant and occupied stages. For those vacant stages, we'll bring furniture into your home, whether that's couches, art decor, whatever you need in order to make your home shine on the market. For a vacant stage, maybe if you have that leather couch that has the butt print, I'll tell you to get it out of there and we'll bring something else. But what we do for you is we make sure that your house shines on the market. It has everything it needs to be the most successful it can be.
All righty. I love it. Hey, you wanted it. You asked for it. Guess what? You're going to get it. This is the WOYK scoreboard. First of all, York Adams, Division I on the boys basketball end. The Central York Panthers lead everybody with a 9-1 record. They're whopping up on people by an average of 19 points a game. The Panthers are 16-2 overall, followed by the Red Line Lions, who are 6-2 in division play. The York High Bearcats are 7-3. How about those Papertown Boys with a 5-3 overall record? Followed by the Wild Things of Dallastown, the Stangs of Southwestern, and then the Bobcats of Northeastern.
Alrighty, and the Central York Panthers got back on the winning track with a 63-55 win over Dallastown. Central is now sitting at 15-2 overall, 9-1 in the division. Dallastown slips to 5-12 overall, 3-7 in Division I.
Yeah, what a rare week for the Central York Panthers that they lost back-to-back games, coming on the heels of, guess what? Somebody left them. It was the bridge to Winsville takes off and leaves as he goes to college to start his football career. They're back on track, though. Central York wins 63-55. Now, they're back on it the seventh straight time that Central has beaten Dallastown. How about that?
And then on Saturday, they improved again with a big 59-point win over the Northeastern Bobcats. That final, it was 81-22 over Northeastern.
That's a whooping.
All right. Red Lion Lions lost to William Penn Bearcats. Bearcats 93, Lions 74. The Bearcats are now 13-6 and 7-3 in the division. Red Lion is 15-3 overall, 6-2 in division.
Yeah. York Adams leading scorer, junior guard Nasir Barnes. He scored 45 points as York High pounded the Red Line.
That's more than some teams score a whole game.
Yeah. Now check this out. You talk about coming down the clutch at the end of the game. 14 points did Barnes in the third stanza. And then, you know what? He just lit it up with 17 in the final 8 minutes of play. My goodness this year. Wow. Hey, what a big night in the office for him. Hey, another good night, Red Lions junior Isaiah Olgachak. You know what? He had 38 points, including 6.
He's a
Count
player,
him.
too.
He is towed that 3-point line, knocked it down 6 times. Isaiah Olgachak, the Cigar Town boy, with 38 points.
You know, Spring Grove also improves to 14-4, 5-3 in Division I, with a 61-34 lead over the win over the Gettysburg Warriors.
Yeah.
It was a 35-15 in the second half. Spring Grove over Gettysburg.
Yeah, no surprise here as the Paper Town boys drain them all the time. They had 7 threes in that game, led by Isaiah Holland with 17, and the coach's son, Cooper Smith, he also had 17. How about the Battlefield boys? They were led by Charlie Scholl with a 10 spot in his pocket.
And Southwestern beats Northeastern 49-36.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Northeastern still looking for their first win. They're
All right.
0-17 for the year.
All right, hey, if you haven't seen this dude play, you got to catch him. Senior 6'3" guard Devin Sachs, now over 1,000 points for his career. Sachs averages 22 a game for the Sangs, and guess what? He had 22 in that game against the Battlefield boys. Also, Keegan Saint, hey, I think it's a red rose or a right rose. He had 11. Jackson Wirtz had 12, an even dozen for the Northeastern Bobcats.
Okay, and let's look at Division II standings. West York continues to lead Division II. They are unbeaten in the division, 10-0, 18-1 overall. They are scoring 24 points a game over their opponents.
Wow.
New Oxford is second in the division. We'll be talking to Coach Myers from New Oxford next. They are 14-4 overall, 7-2 in the division. And New Oxford actually will be playing West York later on this week. Suburban is third in the division, followed by Eastern York, Dover, Kennerdale, and Susquehanna.
In a Division II matchup this week, the Susquehanna Warriors traveled to West York as West York improved to 18-1, 10-0 in Division II with a 66 to 37 win over the Susquehanna Warriors. Susquehanna Warriors are 1-9 in Division II and 4-13 overall.
All right, the big man, 6'5" senior forward Brecken Lasher had 18 points for those Bulldogs. Also, Jensen Ferber with a baker's dozen. He had 13. Quasim Hawkins with a 10 spot. Beating the Warriors, 6-foot guard junior James Parks. He had 3 3-pointers for 9 points.
I just want to shout out Jensen Ferber really quick. That's some of the best vision I've seen on the court in a long time.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
he's the West Shore quarterback too, but my goodness, those assists he gets throughout the game, he has some good eyes.
He does, yeah. The Gerber Ferber, that's what I call him, because he feeds people, just like Gerber does. The Gerber Ferber.
I'm concerned about you sometimes. How you come up with that?
Why not?
All right, and the New Oxford Colonials with a 30-point win over Eastern York, 70-40. New Oxford improves to 7-2 in the division. Eastern York is now 4-5.
Yeah, do-it-all athlete Brody Holmes with 15. Parker James had 14, and Owen McGregor had a 10 spot for the Colonials. Leading Eastern York was their big man, 6'5", Bryce Nicholson with 17. Emmett Morcos with 11 for the Eastern York, the Golden Boys.
And New Oxford then loses to DeLone Catholic in a battle of the western area there. DeLone Catholic 55 points and 48 for New Oxford.
I didn't see this game live, but I watched the thing on film. DeLone is the real deal. They are unbeaten, 18-0. Put that in perspective just for a second, right?
Wow.
And you know what? And they beat up on New Oxford a little bit, led by Luke Reppert with 21 points. Liam O'Brien had 17. Luke Reppert, a 6'5", kind of a guard forward, hits the boards, hits the three, penetrates well. Great player for DeLone Catholic for the McSherry's Town boys. New Oxford was led by Brody Holmes with 23, Braden Billman with 15 in that loss for the Circletown boys.
DeLone must have a bunch of athletes because New Oxford sure does,
Well,
too.
they do, absolutely.
All right, York Suburban leaned on a big third quarter as they took on the Kennerdale Rams. York Suburban was only up by 5 points going into the third quarter. They won that game 67-55 and improved to 6-2 in Division II, 13-5 overall. The Kennerdale Rams, they are 2-7 in Division II and 4-13 overall.
I'll tell you the stat that stuck out on me is the Suburbanites nailed 14 3-point shots. When you have more 3-point shots than you do 2-point shots, they had 10 2-point buckets, 14 3-point buckets. Isn't that interesting?
It's raining threes.
Yeah. Now, if you've seen Kennerdale play, they'll sit back in the zone a little bit, and you almost imagine they're daring them to shoot that three, right? Well, Kane Strine. I don't think you got to dare him.
Nope, he'll take them.
He'll take him. The 6'4" shooting guard for the Suburbanites. 9 threes. 9.
That's crazy. 27 points in threes alone.
Kane Strine ended the game with 29 points. The 6'2" jumping forward Silas Leonard, he had 21. He's got to be one of the top rebounders in all of the York Adams League, if not Central PA, right? Right? Kennerdale, well, they were led by junior Ryder Combs with 25 points. Combs is about a 6'3", 6'4" shooting guard. He could knock him down, too. Jacob Castro with an even 10 spot for the Fawn Grove boys.
All right, let's talk about Division III basketball for a little bit.
Let's do it.
In first, we just talked about DeLone Catholic. You know, they're averaging 31 points winning. So they're winning by 31 points, and they're 11-0 in the division. After that is York Catholic. They're 9-2. Bermudian Springs 7-4. 7-4 as well is York Tech. Then we have Littlestown, Fairfield, Hanover, and with the goose egg at the bottom, Biglerville is 0-11.
Boys from the Apple capital of the world.
And DeLone Catholic picked up one of those wins over Littlestown this week. They beat Littlestown. We talked by winning by 30 points. Well, here we go again, 76-48.
Yeah. Luke Ruppert with 26 points, Colin Redding with 13, and Liam O'Brien had 12. 6'5" forward, Luke Ruppert, again, averaging over 20 points a game for that DeLone Catholic team. Littlestown, well, they were led by Peyton Bossum with 17.
All right, York Catholic improved to 14-4 overall, 9-2 in Division III with a 51-43 win over the Bermudian Springs Eagles, who are 9-9 and 7-4 in Division III.
All right, Evan Bischoff for the York Catholic Fighting Irish with 19. Tate Kefner with an even 10 spot. Bermudian Springs was led by Lincoln Hagee with 17.
And York Tech comes away with a win over the Snacktown boys of Hanover, 64-53. Hanover is now 3-8 in the division, and York Tech is 7-4 in Division III. Then the next day they lost to the Solanco Golden Mules, 54-43.
All right, here's the question of the day: what is a golden mule?
Well,
what is it? I don't. Have you ever seen
a
one?
tan donkey? No.
No. Well, I'm assuming it's some kind of donkey, but golden.
Well, maybe it got stuck in the spray paint.
I don't know. What's a golden mule? All right, the Solanco Gold Mules lose or win over the York Tech Spartans. Hey, the Gold Mules were led by Kieran Ludgate with 19, Owen Coote with 11, and Nolan Wagner with 10 for the Golden Mules. York Tech led by Derek Pena-Sanez with 12, Mackay Marks with 12, and Rodney Hicks with a 10 spot in his pocket.
All right, and then the
Golden
Biglerville.
Mule. I gotta look that up. Who can tell me?
Look it up.
I want a picture.
Get your book out with all of those nicknames.
Yeah.
For teams.
I got a picture. Still the best of the Mama Zippers. Zippers. All right.
All right, the Biglerville
They're up and down
Canners.
now.
Okay, Wayne. Hopefully
Let's hear
mostly
about
up.
these Canners, okay? The Biglerville Canners lost 72-56 to the Fairfield Knights. Fairfield Knights are 6-11 overall, 3-8 in Division III play. The Canners, like I said, 0-18 overall, 0-11 in Division III.
Yeah, you might as well say Fairfield brought their Foley Food Mill and ran the Canners through the Foley Food Mill on this night. Fairfield's Gabe Williams with a career-high 34 points, including, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
He was 17-20 from the charity stripe. Well done, Gabe Williams. That's a lost art.
That's a lot of
Tyler,
foul shots.
Getting there is
yes.
impressive.
Yeah. Tyler Spadacino with 17 for the boys from the Apple capital of the world, the Biglerville Canners.
All right, and York Country Day over La Academia with a score of 60-38. The Greyhounds had a huge halftime lead in this
Here
one.
comes Rusty.
I know, leading at 27-12 at halftime, and the top scorers, Ryan Moss, had 17 points. He had 13 of them alone in the second period. Elias Slater had 15 points, and Kevin Lula hit 3 threes for 9 points.
Yeah, the Greyhounds, they don't have jockeys, right?
No, they don't have jockeys, dear. Maybe a squirrel or something, huh?
Rabbits, right?
Yes.
Yeah, true. All right.
all right.
I'll come back next, Lee. I'll come back a little later with that.
All righty, and Christian School of York with a narrow home victory.
I can't leave it.
Wayne, leave the Greyhounds alone.
My favorite jockey's name, honestly, I saw this on a program one time at a horse race. You ready for this? His last name was Trap. Jockey's Trap.
Okay, Wayne. You know what?
Seriously, I don't make that stuff up. I don't make it up.
You love it.
I just report it.
Okay.
That's my job to give you guys the
That's
important
right.
stuff.
I don't make it up.
Okay, Wayne, and let's go on to the Christian School of York, Wayne. And they beat Day Spring Christian with a score of 63-56.
Hey, let's give a look at girls basketball, Kelsey Jean.
Alrighty. Looking at Division 1, Red
Rebecca
Lion
D,
is
who
leading.
are you? Go ahead.
Yes. Red Lion is leading that division with an 8-1 record. They're 17-1 overall. Dallastown is second with an 8-2 record, 16-2 overall. You know, both of those teams are outscoring their opponents by 15 points.
Wow.
Central York is tied up at the division with 5-5 overall. I'm 5-5 in the league, 10-8 overall. Southwestern, New Oxford, William Penn, and Northeastern are the ends of the division.
Let's talk about those Red Lions.
Let's do it.
They're first in their division for a reason, right? They won 38-27 over the York High Bearcats. Red Lions 17-1, 8-1 in Division 1, and William Penn 11-7 overall, 3-6 in Division 1. You know, I wouldn't want to play against Red Lions jump and run press.
Man,
That's
they do.
for sure.
Yeah, that is for sure. Becca Sador led with 15 for the Cigar Town girls, and Hennessy Smith booked 8 points to lead the York High Bearcats.
All right, and Dallastown is second in that division for a reason. They have a 30-point win over the Central York Panthers, 52-22. Dallastown really took it out on them and just jumped out to a fast start.
All right, Denia Handy led the Wild Things in all scores with 18 points. Natalie McLean had an evens 10-12, and Ava Jameson had 11. Leading the Panthers was Liv McCaskill with 8 points.
And then Central York turned it around the next day on Saturday, beating the Reading Red Knights 48-38.
All right, Kylie Rupert with 20 points. Olivia Mescal with an even 10 spot.
And the winning tale there was in the fourth quarter. Central outscored the Knights 19-9.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right, the Southwestern Mustangs won 52-29 over those Northeastern Bobcats. The Northeastern Bobcats, we talked about it, 0-8 in Division 1, where the Southwestern Mustangs are 4-5.
Yeah, well, the same old story here. Cardi Louie led the Stangs with 17 points. You know, she had her career high on Tuesday night versus New Oxford. Congratulations to Cardi Louie, who a week ago.
What can that girl not do?
Well, that's true. A week ago, going over 1,000 points. Abby Collins, an even dozen for the Stangs, and Leah Himes with 9 for the Northeastern Bobcats.
And DeLone Catholic continues their winning ways with a 40-34 win over the New Oxford Colonials. This was in a non-league game on Saturday.
All right, Jerry Eckenrode, the coach for the DeLone Catholic Squirettes, 700th career win as 700.
Wow.
I'd have to coach till the year I don't know what it would be, 4,000 or something. You know, what? Unbelievable. Jerry, congratulations. A wonderful man, a wonderful coach. The DeLone Catholic, the Sherrytown girls were led by Reese Meckley with 16, Grace McCleary with 14. New Oxford, the Circletown girls were led by It's a Rainy Night in Georgia Moment with 9 points.
All right, let's talk about Division 2
Let's
girls basketball. Leading Division 2 is York Suburban. They're 9-0 in the division, 15-2 overall, falling shortly behind is Susquehannock, who's 8-2 in division, with those 2 losses coming from York Suburban. West York's in 3rd, Eastern in 4th, Kennerdale in 5th, and then at the bottom here we got Spring Grove and Dover. Dover is 0-9 in division play.
All right, and York Suburban did their business, beating Kennerdale 60-23 on Friday evening.
Good game, right? Already, Suburbanites were led by Bryn Barley with 15. Cadence worked with an even 10 spot. Nehemiah Pope also with 10. The Fawn Grove girls of Kennerdale were led by Sarah Hillsmeyer with 9.
All right, the West York Bulldogs traveled to Susquehannock, and you know, the West York Bulldogs stuck with them for the first half, but then in the second half, Susquehannock pulled away to win by 20. The final score, 57-37. Susquehannock improved to 8-2 in Division 2, and West York fell to 6-4.
All right, the girls from the Rock with a little Rochambeau, led by Elena Snyder with 22. She's just a few points shy of that 1,000, right?
Yes, she is.
All righty, Johanna Bissett with the 11 for the Warriors, leading the West York. The Dogtown girls was Cam Forsyth with an even 10 spot.
All right, in Spring Grove and Eastern York, Eastern York won 56-45. Eastern York in this game now improves to 5-4 in the division, where Spring Grove falls to 2-7.
All right, Emerson Cites, the coach's daughter, with 22. Kyle Wolf with 14, leading Columbia. The Crimson Tide, 3 people with a 10 spot: Lexi Giroux, Java Broom, and Marina Crawley.
All right, yes, Eastern York goes on their winning ways again, beating Columbia 49-43.
All right, let's wrap up girls basketball with a Division III. So
Wrap it up.
York Catholic is in first place with an 11-1 division record. DeLone shortly behind at 10-1. Then we have Bermudian Springs in third, Biglerville fourth, Littlestown, Hanover, York Tech, and at the bottom Fairfield with a goose egg at 0-11.
And York Catholic beat Bermudian Springs 56-40. York Catholic was led by Margaret Filer. She had 12 points, and Olivia Potter and Jaden Brown both had 11 points. For Bermudian Springs, Paisley Boyer led them with 20 points, and Lexi Grimm with 11. York Catholic then goes on Saturday to beat the York Tech Spartans 48-21.
All right, DeLone Catholic beat up on Littlestown 51-21 earlier this week as DeLone improved to 10-1 in Division III.
All right, and the Biglerville Canners got at their Foley Food Mills and beat the Fairfield Knights 47-11. Biglerville was led by Jocelyn Miller with 16 points and Eva Hollenball with 11.
Those Snacktown girls squeaked out a win against the York Tech Spartans with a 32-27 win.
All right, and in non-YAIAA league play, High Point Baptist and York Country Day had a so close game. High Point Baptist comes away with a 1-point win, 44-43, and Day Spring Christian beats the Christian School of York 30-15.
All righty, my friends. Hey, as we do every Sunday morning, it's time to go long. With us right now, author of Jesus Isn't Soft, Charlie Arts. Charlie, thank you so much for being with us.
Yes, thank you. It's great to be with you guys again. Hey, Kelsey, nice to see you.
Charlie, first of all, my favorite jockey name of all time. I just report this stuff. I don't make it up.
Our topic is not laughter this time, Wayne.
No. Well, true.
Yeah.
His last name was Strap. You walking in there, Jockey Strap. I mean, don't you love that stuff?
I love that. You fulfill your obligation. You're a reporter of the news.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I do.
That's what you do, man.
That's what I do.
Called to do.
That's right. And the other one. Now, one more, because Becky B and the family, we go to dog races and horse races.
The look in his eyes is scaring me.
We have not been to a dog race since the kids were little.
Well, no,
right?
but horse races. But listen, the other one, and I buy the programs, right? Because I study them. Now I never bet more than $2, but I study them. The other second best jockey name. What do you think it would be, Charlie? You got 2 seconds. All right. Last name Shorts. Last name Shorts. I mean, the guy was destined to be a jockey from day 2, right?
Yeah. You can't make it up.
You can't make it up.
I know you're not making it
No,
up.
no.
Jokes. You make up the elephant jokes. You make up the steer jokes with no legs. You make those up, but you're not making this.
No. This is true stuff. All right, listen. God is in control, Charlie. Sometimes life gets a little bit overwhelming for all of us, and it's usually because we think we're in control, right? Instead of turning it over.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I pray, just like prayed this morning, Lord, just please reveal everything that I try to control and let me release it and cast it to you. But that's where the aggravations come. That's where the anxiety comes. That's where the frustrations come. When we try to control things we simply can't control.
Yeah, so I think you also, Charlie, even though you explained it, what it means to you, you also gave us the antidote to it, right? That antidote was in prayer. How else do you turn it over? How else do you turn that control over, Charlie?
Well, you turn the control over by, once you realize what it is you're trying to control, you confess that Jesus is Lord. Confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord. Believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, and then say, okay, what is it that what I'm controlling? And then you confess his word. That's the next step in the process.
Love it. Becky B, your thought.
Well, as far as being a control freak, I kind of learned long ago that I have control over so few things, I may as well just forget it. Yeah. And even when I, try in my mind to control things or think of things, what God does is so much better than what I ever thought of anyway. So it just makes sense to give that control up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. On this snowy morning, I got to tell a quick story. I know that surprised everybody.
A quick story?
Yeah, when I was 16 years old, my dad had this old Oldsmobile station wagon, and the thing was longer than the day is long. And I'm coming down Church Street. If anybody's ever driven down Church Street into Glen Rock, it's a steep hill. That's cars on the one side of the road and narrow road. And when I hit the post office about a third of the way down that hill, I'm doing circles. I am in circles in the car.
Now, you forgot the part about that your dad told you not to go out anyway. And
okay, well, that's minor details.
Well,
that's minor.
And why you were out.
Well, that's all minor. But anyway,
yeah.
I'm doing circles all the way down the hill. And I'm watching cars on both sides of me that I'm missing by a quarter of an inch until I get to the bottom and hit the curb in front of the gas station. And somehow I didn't go over the curb and hit one of the gas pumps.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
And I'm sitting there at 16 years old. My heart's throbbing. And, the first thing that came to my mind is Jesus was in control of that. There is no way possible you could go 20 circles down that road and not hit anything, right? And I often think of that. When all of a sudden my life feels like it's in a spin, I think I just got to turn it over to Jesus. And Charlie, you said it well. And what else can you tell us, Charlie?
Well, I had a nearly identical situation about 2 weeks ago when we got a surprise snow, and I had a real fast car and I was coming on Route 81 home, and this car has 550 horsepower, so every time I touched the gas, the back was flipping back and forth. So right. I called a book, and we just prayed the way home, and I confessed. I turned it over and said, I can't control this car. You're in control, Lord. And I had a vision. He gave me a vision of me backing safely into my garage through the storm. And I turned it over. I released the control.
I love it. You talked about through prayer. You talked about, I love also the other part of it is sometimes talk to a loved one, right? Talk to a Christian friend, a loved one, to share that as well if your life feels out of control at times.
And I agree with that one. There are so many times in my life when, I just kind of feel overwhelmed. That if I talk to one of my Christian friends, and they have a better oversight sometimes of my life than I do. I get caught up in all those details and whatever, and they can kind of just tell me in one word of wisdom that it makes it all so clear to me. Yeah. Like, why are you worrying about that? God's got it.
Sometimes you just need that reminder, right?
Yeah.
Someone from the outside is like, you know what? What's important here?
Yep, absolutely. My friends, no matter what, the one who has always been will always be in control, right? From the book of Proverbs, many are the plans in a man's heart, but in the Lord's purpose, it's the Lord's purpose that prevails. From the book of Psalms, chapter 22, verse 28, for dominion belongs to the Lord, and he rules over the nations. Charlie, your thoughts?
Oh, as it applies to what we do with our life, when you try to take too much control over that, Psalm 37, verse 23, the steps of a man are ordered by the Lord, and he delights in his way. Though we fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholds him with his hand.
I love it. And I want to hear Becky B and Kelsey Jean's thoughts as well here in a second, but I think we also turn over control by praising God. And through some testimony as well. And my testimony today is that my life I have had control over it. Everything I can tell you, everything good in my life has come from God, giving me my wife and my family and my different jobs that I've done and the different things that I do. It's been God's plan for me, and I can without any doubt look back 100% and say God was in control of that. I was not, because I would figure out a way to mess it up, but God was in control. Becky B, your thoughts?
Well, I appreciate that comment, but no, seriously, I think you are right that when we, praise God and honor Him in all that we do and try to live a life that honors Him, and let Him guide our ways, I think that's the best way we can do it.
Kelsey Jean, you have a thought?
Yeah, I agreed with you. I think you guys all nailed it.
Alrighty. Hey, on behalf of Jockey Strap and Jockey Shorts, God is in control. Charlie, your final thoughts on the subject, buddy. Bring it back home, because I'm messing it up.
Yeah, you're down some kind of path. I don't know. I'm gonna bring it back. But
Yeah, thank you.
a lot of times we hear and confess Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the thoughts I think toward you and the plans I have for you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. And sometimes you stop there, but let's go one verse further.
Mm-hmm.
Then you will call upon me and go and pray to me, and I will listen to you. And you will seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart. I will be found by you, says the Lord, and I will bring you back from your captivity. So call on the Lord, pray to him, seek him, search for him, and you will find the Lord, and he will deliver you from any kind of bondage or problem that you're encountering.
All righty. I love it. Charlie Arts, author of Jesus in Soft. Charlie, thanks for being with us. I appreciate it very much and appreciate your insight and everything you do. Look forward to chatting with you again next week.
All righty, let's do it. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Hey, guys, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to hear from our sponsor, Red Barn Home Decor's Kelsey Jean's in the box. She's in person, too. And then we'll be back. We're going to go to Circle Town to talk to their head basketball coach, Nathan Myers, right after this.
Daryl Henry here. Attention all home sellers. Are you ready to win in the real estate game? At Red Barn Home Decors, we know that staging your home is like crafting the perfect game plan. It leads to quicker sales and higher offers.
And this is Kelsey McCullough, your home staging design professional. I'm ready to customize a winning strategy for your home. Whether it's a vacant property needing a full transformation or an occupied stage for that finishing touch, Red Barn Home Decors has the playbook for success. Staged homes sell faster and for more money. Now that's a winning strategy.
So Kelsey, what is your home staging strategy?
Every home is custom. We begin by coming to your home and meeting you. Then we customize a strategy to make it market ready. We head back to the warehouse and pull furniture, art, and decor to prepare for staging day.
So don't fumble your sale. Invest in home staging and see why staging makes dollars and cents. Check out our portfolio at redbarnhomedecors.com or call or text Kelsey at 717-818-1207.
Alrighty, welcome back to Go Long. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B and also Kelsey Jean with us right now. The Circletown boys head coach going to New Oxford because of the Colonials, and they're having a good season. Their head coach, Nate Myers. Coach, thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Enjoy being on. Just watching the snow here.
I think you can pretty much do that anywhere nearby, right?
Absolutely.
Coach, what a great start to the season, or, it's hard to believe we're a week or two away from playoff time already, but first of all, kick it off, tell us about your team, Coach.
We have had some success so far this season. We have a very senior-dominated team, which helps us, and I'm sure some of the names on our team many would recognize from the football season. We have a lot of football players. We have a lot of guys involved in spring sports as well.
Coach, when I think of your team, first of all, I think of a well-coached team. I mean, you're disciplined, you handle the ball well, you take good shots, you defend well, but you're really athletic and you get after people. And again, that's you as a great coach, taking the athletes that you have and building on their strengths. And I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you for the way you coach up these men as well, Coach.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We have some outstanding athletes, Braden Billman, Birdie Holmes, Luke Fry, Tanner Houck, Owen McGregor, Parker James, Ethan Wilson, Braden Bowman, Chase Niederer. I'm sure you heard those names throughout last spring and this fall, and hopefully this coming spring. They do a lot for our school district.
Coach, I don't think there are many coaches in the county, or maybe even in the entire state, who can brag on the fact that they have 3 all-state athletes on the court at the same time, nor that they have such a great grade point average too. You are really coaching student athletes, with the student emphasized. These young men have grade point averages above 3.5, most of them.
Well, that's a great compliment for our athletes, their families, and for our school district. Doing a great job of preparing these guys for the future.
Coach Myers, tell us a little bit about what you try to do. I tried to describe a little bit about how I see your team. But tell us a little bit about what you try to do offensively, defensively, and what's led to this tremendous season so far.
We always try to focus a lot of our attention in practice and things on our defensive end. We always say that, there are going to be nights when the ball goes in the basket, and there's going to be nights when the ball may or may not go in the basket, but your defense should really stay consistent. And we seem to be pretty successful when we're able to defend, rebound, and get out and run in transition, and that's been a huge key for us this season.
Yeah. Now, Coach, we're going to face you Wednesday night, so
hopefully if the snow ever stops.
Give me some advice on how we can handle your pressure, Coach.
Well, I don't want to give too much away.
All right.
We still have 4 games left. Hopefully the weather allows us to get those in before league playoffs start. We still have 3 league games left, and every night in our league is extremely difficult, and I'm sure you would agree with that.
Yep.
There's no easy nights in our league.
No, absolutely. And, West York, you look at them, and they're averaging over 20-point wins. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, Coach Bull does a fantastic job down there. In fact, we're supposed to play at West York Monday. I highly doubt that will happen.
I doubt it.
And they're well coached, and they move the ball, and they play well off each other.
There's only a couple unbeaten teams in all of PIAA District 3. You matched up with one of them yesterday with DeLone. Are they really that good, Coach?
They're very good. They got some inside. They have a nice player on the inside, the Rebert in the post. They have they have some shooters on the outside. Obviously, playing in their gym's a tough environment to play in.
Well, whenever we had played at DeLone in the past, I found that to be the same way. Something about that I think DeLone and West York both share is they have ages probably from maybe 0 to 101 in the stands. They just have generations of fans that keep on coming back and supporting them too.
Yeah, they have great support. The gym was full yesterday, as that was a boys-girls doubleheader. So it was a the crowd was very much behind them.
Well, here today, friends, we celebrate Coach Nathan Myers, the new Oxford Colonials boys basketball team. Coach, I'm telling you guys, tremendous coach. He finds his athletes, turns them in, and gives them the right thing to do at the right time. Just a wonderful man. Coach, you're what I call is right about high school sports. Your Colonials are having a great season. I know you don't want to look ahead to playoffs, but is this a year you hope to make a playoff run?
Absolutely. With a very senior-oriented team, we hope to send them out the right way. We enjoy this team. I enjoy this team. We want to spend as much time with them as possible. So the longer we can extend our season, hopefully that gives us to spend more time with this group.
And Coach, how has that experience helped you in tight games or when the going gets tough with the Colonials? Do you think that makes a big difference?
Oh, absolutely. I think the experience has helped us a lot this season. We returned 4 starters from last year's team, Brody Holmes and Braden Billman. This is their 4th year as starters on the varsity floor for us. So I think that experience has helped us tremendously, and hopefully it will continue to help us throughout the season.
All right, Coach Myers, well done. Keep up the good work. I'm really happy for you. I'm proud of you. You're a great coach. You're a great man, and thank you so much for being with us today on Go Long.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. Happy shoveling.
Yep. All righty. We'll see you Wednesday, Coach.
All right, thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye. He just has done such a great job finding the right things for these guys to win, and they do. They get up and get after you, and
They are pure athletes, and they play above the rim and under the rim.
Yep. Hey, guys, you're listening to Go Long. I got to tell you, thank you so much for being with us every Sunday morning. It means so much to us to spend this time together as we celebrate the accomplishments of our local athletes and coaches and other sports figures. Alrighty, hey, we got a little swimming. Let's go to the old swimming hole, a little concrete pond to give a little...
It's hard to think about swimming in this weather, isn't it? Let's start with Division One boys. Northeastern beat Spring Grove 116-64. The Bobcats of Northeastern had 9 first-place wins. 3 of them including relays, but other than that, Cole Prince took the wins in the 200 IM and 100 back. Caden Foster won the 50 and the 100 free, and teammates Chase Schellenberg and Elia Fleemister, claimed wins in the 200 free and the 100 fly. For the Rockets, they got wins from Connor Sheaves in the 500 free and Jack Luter in the 100 breast. And then Elijah Henning set a pool record with a diving score of 319.80.
In Division 1 girls swimming, Dallastown beat Red Lion 121-49. The Wildcats had first place in all 11 events. Emma Schroeder won the 200 free, Kaylin Schroeder the 200 IM, Ariana Brown the 50 free, Adeline Williams the 100 fly, Gracie Matheson the 100 free, Lauren Chilcote the 500 free, Piper Kleindens the 100 back, and Cambria Sanborn the 100 breast. Megan Hennessy had won the 100 breast for the Lions.
All right, Division 2 boys, York Suburban beat Dover 115-70. Mikey Formisky led the Trojans with first places in the 200 and the 500 free. She also led off that 200 free relay and anchored Suburban's 400 relay. That's a busy day in the pool. Joni Allen won 100 IM, Peter Agapes won the 50 free, Weston Sanders with the 100 fly, and Mateo Caputo with the 100 breast.
All right, and Central York, and this is continuing boys swimming. Central York 91, Southwestern 89. Ooh, so close. But Central York clinched the victory with top 4 finishers in the 100 breast. Evan Sterner had that win. The Mustangs took first place in the 400 free relay, but Central won all the other relays.
And not so close is Dallastown's win over Red Lion, 130-39. Araya Anderson won the 200 IM, 100 fly, Jackson Allen in the 100 back, 200 free, and Ethan Spangler in the 100 free and 50 free.
New Oxford beats West York 82-75.
All right, let's talk girls swimming. We have Northeastern with 114, Spring Grove at 55. At Manchester, Alexis Klink secured first place in the 50 and the 100 free. Sophia Hunter won the 100 breast and 200 free.
All right, and Southwestern traveled to Central York for a victory there. Southwestern 117, Central York 65. Mary Grace Zumbrum won the 100 fly and the 50 free for Southwestern. Ava Bondito, the 500 free and the 200 free. Boy, that's a lot of long swimming. And Charlotte Shivel, the 200 IM and the 100 back. Southwestern also won all 3 relays.
All right, hey, we're going to talk some wrestling here in just a little bit with Spring Grove's wrestling coach, Carrie Ferguson. You know what? Here's the standings on wrestling. If you want to just pause for a second. Division 1, the Papertown Boys, the Spring Grove Rockets, 6-0 in division play. They are 20-0. 20-0, unbeaten, unblemished, untouched.
Impressive.
Yeah. Overall, we're going to talk with their coach in just a little bit. It is impressive. Followed by Central York, 5-1 in division play. The Wild Things, the Dallastown Wildcats, 4-2. Followed by the Stangs of Southwestern, the Bobcats of Northeastern, the Circletown Boys of New Oxford, and the Cigar Town Boys of Red Lion in Division 1. Division 2, well, already clinching a share. The York Suburban Trojans, 5-0 in division play, 10-2 overall. Followed by Eastern York with just 1 loss, are the Golden Boys. The Fawn Grove Boys are 3-2. The boys from the Rock, Paper, Scissors. The Susquehannock Warriors are 2-3 in division play. Followed by the Dogtown Boys that are 1-4, and Dover 0-5. And then in Division 3, unbeaten, already clinching the share of the Division 3 title. The boys from the Apple capital of the world have been absolutely red delicious as they carry their Foley Food Mill in their backpack. They are 6-0 overall. Littlestown, the Bolts, are 5-1. The boys from Smallsville just with 1 loss on the wrestling mat. Bermudian Springs Eagles 4-2. The Votex Spartans are 3-3. Followed by the Snacktown Boys are 2-4. Fairfield and the McSherrystown Boys are rounding that up. Guys, we're going to take a break. We're going to hear from our sponsor, Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars and cents, right,
It sure
Kels?
does.
Alrighty. We'll be right back after this message. And goodness, we're going to go to Papertown to talk some wrestling. We'll be right back after this.
Are you ready to win in the real estate game? At Red Barn Home Decors, we know that staging your home is like crafting the perfect game plan. It leads to quicker sales and higher offers.
And this is Kelsey McCullough, your home staging design professional. I'm ready to customize a winning strategy for your home. Whether it's a vacant property needing a full transformation or an occupied stage for that finishing touch, Red Barn Home Decors has the playbook for success. Staged homes sell faster and for more money. Now that's a winning strategy.
So Kelsey, what is your home staging strategy?
Every home is custom. We begin by coming to your home and meeting you. Then we customize a strategy to make it market ready. We head back to the warehouse and pull furniture, art, and decor to prepare for staging day.
So don't fumble your sale. Invest in home staging and see why staging makes dollars and cents. Check out our portfolio at redbarnhomedecors.com or call or text Kelsey at 717-818-1207.
The Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and the PIAA promote the highest ideals of good sportsmanship in interscholastic athletics. Always remember to respect student athletes, coaches, contest officials, and game administration to help promote a safe and positive game environment. Together, we can foster a community of good sportsmanship. For PIAA playoff and state championship tickets, head to PIAA.org.
And welcome back to Go Long. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B and Kelsey Jean. Hey, we're going to go to Paper Town. How about those wrestlers? We're going to talk with Carrie Ferguson, the head coach of the Spring Grove wrestling team. Coach, my goodness, 6-0 in division play, 20-0 overall. Tell us about your team.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great group of kids. They've been working hard all year. A lot of these guys I've had the pleasure of coaching since they were in elementary. When they were little, and like I said, had the pleasure of working them on and off throughout the years now, seeing them develop and grow to where they are today.
So, Coach, basically what you're saying is this is not something that just happened overnight. You have been putting in years and years with these kids. How does that training look? Is this, just during a wrestling season? Is this an all throughout the year program? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot all year. I know the last several years now I've run practices all season long. I've had a lot of my kids coming to those practices as well as going to other clubs, which is great. It's good to go out there and get other practice partners. I've had a lot of other kids from some of the other neighboring schools coming over as well throughout the spring, summer, and fall. And then, like I said, I mean, I've been working with a lot of these guys since they were young kids. My son's a freshman on the team this year, and I stopped coaching high school back at the school I was at then when he started the elementary program here, and then I started helping this group of kids. So it's been a lot of fun over the years now.
Coach Ferguson, incredible. I mean, how do you maintain focus that you're 20-0, 6-0? The winter season's a long season, but wrestling is just a grueling sport. How do you help these young athletes maintain their focus?
Yeah, I mean, that can be a tough thing. They can lose focus, lose motivation real easy, especially if you're not having the success that you think you deserve with the work you've put in and that kind of stuff. I mean, we try to keep it as fun as you can. I know one of the things I've been doing with the kids, we play a game for warm up. They play a dodgeball type activity. It's called activation ball. The kids have a blast with it. They run around, chucking balls at people and, having a good time. And I know a lot of the local clubs that you go to do stuff like that, because you're doing stuff year round. It can be tough, like I said, especially if you're not having the success that you think you should. At the same time, we kind of maintain a routine. I like the kids to have, the same, they know they know what they're getting into each practice, and it's a matter of just pushing each other, being good partners. Like, they're all really great partners this year. Like, they know how to push each other, in the practice room, get out of one of the drills that you're supposed to be doing, that kind of stuff. So.
Now, Coach, obviously you're putting in all the physical time and everything, but to me, I think wrestling is also such a huge mental sport. First of all, I call it the self-discipline of going through Thanksgiving, going through Christmas and all the holidays with all the cookies and candy and everything else around, and you're having to maintain weight. And then also just when you are out there on the mat, you are all by yourself for grueling length of time. How do you maintain that mental aspect of the game too?
Yeah, I mean, wrestling's, it's as much mental as it is physical and, technique and all that kind of stuff. And it's tough. It's just like you said, you got all the major holidays through the season. Kids got to watch their weight, Like I know my son, he's been on a strict diet all season. First time I've really had him do that. I tried to not, have him worry about his weight as a young kid coming up. I think that's important too, to these young wrestlers, not having them cut weight at such a young age, because that's hard. That's hard on them mentally. When you're out there on the mat, that's one cool thing about especially when we have our home events. Like a lot of our kids just feed off the energy that's in our gym on those nights, which I think is big. We have a great atmosphere. We have a great group of community that comes, follows our team. So I think that's an important thing too, especially when you're hosting home events. But yeah, I mean, the mental side of it's tough. You're out there on the mat. I know some of these guys, especially at the beginning of the year, and a couple of the freshmen, the first time stepping out on the mat, like it's not easy,
No, it's not easy.
My knees would be shaking.
And another thing I tell these guys, it's like after they win or lose as individuals or as a team, it's like, hey, that was great. Either be happy in the moment or you're upset, whatever it is, that was, either great or learn from it or a combination of the both. But, now we move on. You put that in the past. What happened. It doesn't matter if you won or lost the last one. You got to move on, look to the next one. So. Yeah.
Speaking of paper towns, head wrestling coach Kerry Ferguson. Coach, give us an idea of the state of wrestling in central Pennsylvania and in Pennsylvania as a whole. I look back several years ago, and it looked like teams were having trouble filling rosters, but it looks like it's back up where it should be. But I want your thoughts on the state of wrestling, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's been up and down, and that's that whole mental side of it. Kids, if they're not having success, they get down and they say, why am I working this hard? For this, because it's tough. Practices are tough. I've always said it's the toughest high school sport that's out there. Yeah. But as far as the state of it here in our area, I know this area has struggled a little bit over recent years as far as having individuals, even teams competing at the state level. I see a change in that, especially coming up here over the next couple of years. I know a lot of really good wrestlers, individual wrestlers that have been working really hard now over the years. A lot of really good clubs out there in this area, and I look for a big change in that as far as us having both teams and especially some individuals really making a mark in the state tournament coming up. And like I said, I know there's a real good group of some of the 10th graders right now, freshmen, 8th and 7th graders coming up through, and I'm sure there's more coming up through the lines, in years to come. But I just know there's a real good group coming up through. All
right, so. Love hearing it. Coach, well done. Today we celebrate Coach Kerry Ferguson, the Spring Grove wrestling coach, the entire team, unbeaten, unblemished, untouched. Coach, you're doing a great job. You're a great gentleman. You're everything that's right about high school sports, and we celebrate your success, and we celebrate the way you do it today, Coach, here on Go Long. Thank you so much.
Well, yeah, thanks for giving me the time to talk about the team.
All righty.
I appreciate it.
All righty. Well done, Coach. Good luck. We look forward to following you throughout the postseason here.
Yep, thanks a lot. You guys have a great one.
All right, you too. All right, hey, what a great job they're doing. 20-0.
I know.
When you're 20-0 in
and you know
anything,
what?
right?
And it's not like they're just wrestling little schools, that are smaller than they are. They go out into some of these big tournaments,
Yeah.
and they're winning the big tournaments.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
All righty, Kelsey Jean, Becky B.
Oh.
How about a little go long scoreboard and just give us some wrestling quickly as you
Okay,
can.
York Suburban helped to clinch part of their division with a 43-21 win over West York. The Trojans got pins from Jasper Kling, Dominic Karras, and Garrett Gensel to help them win.
Biglerville sauced the Hanover boys wrestling team at Biglerville. They won 12 out of 13 with pins from Keegan Scott, Benjamin Cottrell, Christopher Duggan, Caden Oseen, Gavin Boyd, and Mason Menser, and then a major decision from heavyweight Ryan Buggard.
All right, and then New Oxford and Northeastern had a really, really close match. In fact, it came down to the heavyweight battle when Sam Peters Kane got a pin to secure Northeastern's victory, 33-28.
Bermudian Springs won over York Tech 49-23. The Eagles received pins from Hayden Yashovo Andreas, Braden Harder, Noah Weisner, Sladen Wolf, and Easton Tanner.
All right, and at Fairfield wins the Fairfield DeLone match, 36-29. They get pins from Heath Kramer, Nathan Anders, and Justice Sacco.
All right, and Kennerdale squeaked out a win over Susquehannock 38-36. And then our last one, Eastern York 52 over Dover with 19.
In girls wrestling, Dallastown continues their winning ways, beating Southwestern 53-23.
Alrighty, hey, your college men's basketball team fell to Albright yesterday by a score of 87-81. Albright outscored York 43-32 in the second half to pick up that win. York now 4-2 in conference play. Hood, by the way, 6-0 in conference play. Both those teams ranked in the top 25 by D3Hoops.com. The York College women's basketball team, hey, they're playing good basketball. They won over Albright yesterday 56-46. Next up for both these teams, Wednesday Widener. York's 4-2, just one game back of Messiah in first place in the MAC Commonwealth.
Alrighty, and then some bowling action. Spring Grove blanked Dallastown 5-0, and New Oxford blanked Kennerdale 5-0.
Alrighty, Penn State York men's basketball team ranked number 1 in the nation. Yes.
All right.
In that college division, they won over Penn State Lehigh Valley 81-64 in men's basketball play as they run their record to 18-3, 11-0 overall. They're a full 3 games up of Penn State Mount Alto. Penn State women, their last game.
They are unblemished in their division. They are 9-0 in their division.
Yes, they are, and they won 75-47 late in the week to Penn State. Berks, their game yesterday against Penn State Lehigh Valley was postponed for some reason, not sure. But they're also leading their pack with a 9-0 division record, a full 3 games up of Penn State Mount Alto as well.
Hey, we've got some summer fever coming up here, too.
Yes, we got to mention that, right?
Summer Britcher is going to be in the Olympics from Glen Rock, Pennsylvania.
Yes, a girl from the Rock. Yes, hey, good luck. You know, what an incredible winter season she has. She second in the women's luge this past weekend in Germany as she gets ready for the Winter Olympics coming up here real soon. She has 7 career single wins, extending her winning record in the USA Luge Sliders. It's just incredible. She's going to be in her 4th Olympics. The girl's from Glen Rock, Summer Britcher, so you got to watch her. You can't miss her. I mean, you can't miss her. First of all, she's got a great smile.
Oh, she sure does.
Second of all, her name's Summer in the Winter Olympics. So, I mean, how many people can say that? All right, Becky B, would you please close in prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you and praise you for this time together, and we thank you, Lord, for the many, many blessings. Thank you for leading our lives, and help us to turn over our lives to you, Lord. Please, Lord, as we face this winter storm, keep the first responders and keep everybody who needs to be working in this weather safe and coming home to their loved ones. Bless those people who are traveling. Bless those people who are ill, and give them your healing touch. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Well, Kelsey Jean, it's been nice to have you with us this
It's
Sunday.
been nice to be here, guys.
Yeah, you have to join us more often. And
All right.
I say this every Sunday, but I mean it so much. It's so nice to spend this time together with you. Thank you so much for taking time to be with us today and every Sunday morning. And as Becky B said, be safe out there. Be safe out there, my friends. And now the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all. Thank you to Kelsey Jean from Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars and cents. For Sports Radio 98.9 FM, 1350 WOYK, I'm Wayne McCullough, Becky B, and Kelsey Jean saying go long.